Would you like to budget my paycheck with me? It is August 15th, which means that I got paid today and I need to tell my money where it's going to go. So stay with me if you want to see exactly what that looks like. We're going to go over the exact numbers, what I do with my money, all the details. For context, I always like to give a little bit of context as to like my background and stuff like that. So I live in Oklahoma. I am 30 years old. I am a mother of four. I have two young kids, an 8-year-old and 3-year-old that live at home with me. They are the only ones that I am financially responsible for at this time. I work for a nonprofit in Oklahoma. I just finished my master's degree in counseling psychology, and so eventually I will sit for my exams, my like national boards. I actually have to take my school boards in October. Once I pass those, I'm probably not going anywhere, to be honest. I have no clue financially what my trajectory looks like as far as jobs and things like that. If you don't know, I have a child that is disabled. She is 3 years old. We live very close to her school, and she just started school. She's just going to go for like an hour or so a day this year. That's really important to me. So, while yes, I do have a higher earning potential, I feel like I have many benefits to this job, and that's why I stay in this job. I really love what I do. I do not share any more additional information on specifics as to what I do. I did have a little bit of a stalking incident last year. So I do not share any specifics as to what I do, but I will tell you that it is related to social work and psychology and what I'm going into. So, okay, so let's talk about the numbers. I'm going to be looking down a little bit because I have it all wrote out right here on my thing. I just moved the camera, sorry. But here we go. So I am a salary employee, which means that I get paid the same thing every time unless there is some reason for my pay to go up. So my gross pay was $2,274.04. Remember, I always like to say it's gross, how much money they take away from you. Gross pay is before any taxes or deductions or anything like that. So I did not see all of that money. The net pay that I received, which is after my deductions, was $1,880.08. That leaves my taxes and deductions at a total of $393.96. Depressing. Let's talk about my bills. Also, another caveat here is that we own our house outright. And so I don't have a ton of, like, I don't have a big mortgage or anything like that. I currently have to pay our town water bill was actually due on the 10th, and I don't know what happened there. I just completely forgot to pay it, I guess. Transparency being real. This is a bill that is late. $78.85 was how much that is. I'm going to pay that like literally after I get done filming this. I'm going to go write the check and go drop it off. Then I need to pay my Toyota. We have a 2019 Toyota Sienna that we purchased specifically because my daughter has a wheelchair. We needed a vehicle that was like not hard to get the wheelchair in there. When in there, what am I trying to say? Like it's not super tall. The end of it, the back of it is like low. I can just pick up the wheelchair and put it in for now until she gets older and has a bigger chair or whatever. But I have a high car payment. I pay this twice a month each time I get paid. That is why I wish I did not have to pay so much. I get lots of comments about it, but this is reality for our family. So $305 I pay out of both my paycheck. I get paid twice a month. So I'm gonna send that to my car payment. Then my Bank of America credit card that I'm still working on paying off, I owe $100 on. So all of my bills total from this paycheck that I have to pay are $483.85, which leaves me $1,396.23 that I am left to budget. Okay, let's go on to our transfers. So again, there's a lot of context here, but my husband and I stopped sharing income with each other. He budgets his income, I budget my income. We stopped doing that, or we started doing that in October of 2023. And yeah, 2023. Sorry, my brain was like, no, that's not right, but that is right. So when we started doing that, we came up with an agreement that we would see these transfers that we do out of each of our paychecks basically as bills, like they're non-negotiable. So we transfer $250, both of us do each time we're paid, to our grocery account. We have a specific account that we buy groceries and like household supplies out of. And then we transfer $250 to our savings account. So I will do both of those things. That totals up to $500, and that means I have $896.23 left to budget. I talk with my hands a lot. Every time I'm filming, I realize this. Okay, let's move on. Because I have almost $900 left to budget, like we need to keep going. I'm not just leaving that in my account. So let's make an extra payment to my Wells Fargo credit card that I'm working to pay off. I'm going to pay $200 towards it. It is not due for a payment, it will just be an extra payment. So that leaves me $696.23 left to budget, and I am going to take a $300 of that and send that to my savings account. So the 250 that I said earlier, like that goes to our joint savings, our family savings account, but I have my own as well, and I'm going to send $300 to that account because my car is acting up and I just know she's probably going to need it. So let me do that. That leaves me $396.23 left to budget in my checking account, and I'm just going to leave that there. Okay, that's kind of it for my paycheck. But if you enjoy this style of video, I want to invite you to stick around. Decided that I'm going to start on Saturdays, I'm going to start doing like a breakdown of all of the money that I spent that week. So that's coming. And I'm going to make it my goal to film and post a video every time I spend money. I know that will be really like, well, hopefully not really time consuming. Maybe I'll spend less money, but I do see it kind of as like a deterrent because videoing and editing it and then posting it, I'll be like, man, I don't want to do that. But that is my goal. So stay tuned. And if you're like, why is this lady so transparent about her finances? Why does she want to do this? The TLDR version is that my daughter is in a wheelchair and it is my like life mission to build her a wheelchair accessible home. Our home that we live in, while it is paid off, it is not wheelchair accessible in like any way, shape, or form. And it's like a really it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Okay, we're not going to get into that here, but it's not going to work. I can talk more about that later, but that's why we're here. That's why we're doing this. I hope you enjoyed the video. See you soon.